Hey, what's going on, guys? I am your host, Dilly Panic Gaming, and today we have a brand new video headed your way. But first thing I would like to say a couple of things. This video and the gameplay I have recorded here is done with the YouTuber World Destroyer, which, if you haven't subscribed to him, go subscribe. And on PlayStation, he is Doby's Destroys, and I've been trying to play a little bit of Lawbringer, and it turns out he was a Rep 22 Lawbringer. So yeah, we had a pretty good time, and shout out to him, of course, for playing with me. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Let me know when you want to do it again. Another thing I would like to mention is this. I got this text on PlayStation by, I have no idea what his name on YouTube is, but his name on PlayStation is there. But I got this text from him basically saying that my Kensei guide was good and that he appreciated the fact how I taught him a few things. So I just want to say that I really appreciate stuff like that, especially from just randomly. It really made my day and put a smile on my face to see that. So props to you, man. You know who you are. If you're watching, or if not, I don't know, just thanks to him. Absolutely. So the third thing I would like to talk about right now before we begin is why me and Trey have been missing. Well, in our school, it's been like the start of a new semester, so it's our second semester, and we've been trying to get a few things down. We went through testing. So it's been a slow week. There's really haven't been, anything we could have done when it comes terms to recording, because we were always, studying, and then you had to deal with testing, and then switching classes because of second semester, or, just getting used to those classes. It's been, kind of a rough week for both of us, but we have absolutely more videos planned. This video is going to come up on Saturday. In fact, I'm recording it on Saturday. It was supposed to go up on Friday, but I got kind of busy. But yeah, expect a video tomorrow too, because there's a lot of shit that I want to talk about that's coming out in For Honor. But for now, I'm going to tell a story. Now, I know you guys have liked these story videos, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get right into it. So let's do this. This story takes place about 3 weeks ago, maybe in early January. So basically I got a text from my driving instructor saying, listen, we are going to be driving on sa-da-da-da date. I don't really remember the date. I think it was the 8th of January, but if I'm wrong, well, I'm wrong. I don't necessarily remember the exact date, but it was my first day of driving, so I'm nervous. I'm really fucking nervous about this driving, and all that stuff. And if you haven't been through driver's ed, it goes like this. You take the class, which you guys remember me telling you I was taking driver's ed. You take the class, and that takes on average about 3 weeks of nothing but after school classes, at least where I come from. So at that point, we simply just get done with the class, and then as soon as we're done with the class, he will text you or anybody else saying, hey, it's your turn to drive. So I was one of the first people, because my last name is very early on. It starts with the letter that's very early on in the alphabet. So I was one of the first called in. So I didn't mind really, if I could get it done beforehand, I'd definitely get it done as quick as possible. So we went ahead and I went there. It was like at 7 in the morning, and he told us to be there at like 7 in the morning, and we were going to drive until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So okay, fair. There's going to be another driver, so we'll switch drivers. So that was a solid plan. I really liked that plan. So I get there, and he basically teaches us in the parking lot of our school how to drive a car. And it's easy, driving it's fairly easy, honestly. If you are going through driver's ed, or if you're worried about taking driver's ed and you're worried about the driving part, don't worry, buddy. It's easy. Just as long as you know how to maintain your speed and stay in between the yellow and white line, You will be perfectly fine. So, this is where the shit part gets into this. We're driving and it's about 2 o'clock, so we're on our way back to the school. And we're driving, right? Nothing going wrong. Everything's okay. I'm driving perfectly fine. In fact, he told me that I was doing alright, so everything was good. So as we're driving, and I live in a very desolate, down place. It's the boondocks, okay? It's rural North Carolina. There's nothing but farm fields and back roads and all that stuff. That's exactly where I live. So, simply, there's animals that are, more, you would see more animals than you would in the city. So, this is where the shit part comes in. I'm going around 45 around a curve, and the curve is pretty sharp. So I turn the car, and when I turn the car, about 20 yards away is a little puppy dog standing in the middle of the road, running towards the car. So I'm sitting there thinking, what do I do? Should I, stop? Which, yes, I should. If I had time. I knew there was no time to stop. So all this is really just, it's flashing in my head. I'm like, what do I do? I can't stop. It's going too fast and it's too close. So at that point, all I could say is, I'm not gonna kill a dog! And I swerved out of the way of the dog. And then that's when the driving instructor told me to stop the car. So here's where the shit part comes in. He tells me to stop the car, and he says switch drivers. I could tell he was stressed out. I could tell he had on his face he had the expression of God damn it. So anyway, what happened next is this. He looks at me and says, "What did you expect to happen?" Just like that. And I was like, I don't know. I just expected to get out of the way of the dog. And then he was like, but you need to understand that you should never move for an animal. And at that point, I realized, this motherfucker is telling me to run over a dog. Alright, later I was explained that yes, I was in the wrong, seeing how he did say that I could get a reckless driving charge for swerving out of the way of a dog. So by law, I was in the wrong, even though, he cut me some slack on it. He completely was like, just don't do it again. But, I believe personally I did right, and, right by myself, because doing right, yeah, you got laws, and some of them, people claim that it's the right thing to do, but, all in all, I would suggest that you just do right and do what you believe is right. That's all I could really tell you to do. And the messed up part about this whole story is that the whole time before the driving part of driver's ed, I was thinking, Dylan, if there's a dog in the road, stop. If there's a dog in the road, just stop. If there's a dog in the road, just stop. I had no time to stop. This is like the universe. Like, the universe just coming right around being like, hey, so I see that, you like animals, right? Yeah, I see that. That's very nice, It's always good to like, animals, Well, we see you've been stressing over an animal getting in the road while you're driving. So we're just gonna put one right here. Right in front of you. 20 yards away. About 20 yards at least, I don't know. And see what you do. I don't know, man. I'm just glad it's all over. I finished my driving and I am approved to get a permit. So yeah, I'm glad for that. In fact, by my third day, they said that I was a pretty decent driver. My first day I was terrible. Last day, pretty good apparently. So that made my day. Moral of the story. Always do what you believe is right. Always do what you think is right deep down. Because that can just give you more karma. You know, the universe has a funny way of, making things come right back around in your favor. So, always remember to do what you believe is right. Because it could come back and help you out in the future. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a hell of a time actually making it. I'm glad I got to tell this story because I know my friends like Trey and my family members have been laughing at it, and I hope you guys can laugh at it too. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Oh yeah, and by the way, there is still time for fight clubs. Just give me a DM on PlayStation. I'll see you guys later. Deuces.
Hello marsupials and welcome back to the channel.
Alright guys, so obviously we're playing Surgeon Simulator, and as most of you know, this is not a two-player game.
Hold my hand. Hold my hand.
Here, you have my thumb. You have my thumb. There.